Yeah, I wanted to give a bit more of an update on how to get the tweeter wire through these sockets, or how I'm going to wire in the woofer and the tweeters. So you can see that space here on the door. There would normally be this bracket in place, and if you pop this clip up, this socket will pop out, and then you can pull this free here to be able to get a coat hanger down there and get a connection through. But before I turn to that, here's the tweeter wire. This is the socket which actually would be poking through there, and if you pop that tab down, that pops back, and you can bring that out through this hole here. And then in fact shortly I'll be getting access to the speaker wires. I'll be cutting these and then soldering in the woofer speaker wire to that, and then what I did was I drilled through here through 3 spaces with a 3mm drill, and then fed the tweeter wire through the back. That's now, yeah, it's fed through here. I'll be able to pull that through when I've attached the speaker wires to that, pop that back, and then feed the speaker wire through 3 holes that I've drilled through there, and feed the wire down the back there, and that will bring me into the door. So I shall show that it's a little bit further on, but that's really the way to, I think it's the optimum way to get the wiring in. Otherwise you have to try and find a way to get much well, there would probably be enough space to do it on this here, because there are some there's no pins at the top there. Yeah, on the top, sort of parallel to where that wire's coming through, there's 3 pins, but on the front one there's a pin there, and it gets a little bit tight. So I think it's a good solution to wire in, to make use of the existing wiring loom here that brings you to the speaker for the woofer, and then just bring a thin wire in for the tweeter, which is mounted in the door panel. So I think that's a reasonable way to do it. Anyway, I'll update in a second. Okay, so that's the wiring done, the soldering done. That socket back into position with this wire coming through. One thing to note is that in order to, on the back of that was this little shroud, and actually you can't keep this in place. Not that it really matters. There's nothing happening to the wires there. They're not in a wet position. That you have to leave that off, and the reason for that actually is because when this socket goes in, this wire probably needs to ease back slightly, and I also use a little bit of sort of lubricating spray on it just to keep things moving around. When you join it up with the other socket, that needs to be able to move backwards and forwards, and if you had that rear cap thing on, you'd struggle to do that. So anyway, now the coat hanger.